Just arrived in Churchill Square car park, Brighton, where I lived for 30 something years. Just moved along the coast, not too far away, but I'm just going to have a little go. Brighton was a bit of an ancestral home, really, and because my grandfather was a Brighton bookie way back, Brighton Rock period, and he was, yeah, a bit of a cheeky chap because he used to be involved in some pretty not particularly legal kind of scams, I think. And anyway, it just dawned on me that I'm here, so I'm going to film this because I inherited a couple of things that I didn't know I had, but I found this in a box. It's a gold sovereign with a chain, and I think that I found a place that buys these things, and on the basis that it's a real thing, then it's worth selling for its gold content or whatever. 22 carats they're supposed to be. Anyway, I'm going to go there. I'm going to retrace the steps a little bit on my grandfather on the way as well. This might be counterfeit. He once actually had a load of £50 notes which were only for forces overseas, and what distinguished them from real £50 notes was the fact that the edge had little like semicircular hole punch half holes on the edge of the notes, and he worked out a way of just trimming them or guillotining them so they weren't really noticeable, but he could buy them for a fiver each and then pass them as £50 notes. I'm thinking he might have done the same with this gold sovereign. This might have been made from something else. So the truth will out today. Before I get out of the car, hang on, there's something else I got here, which is something my dad had, and he was being an old naval man. He had an obsession with Nelson, and there's some funny little thing here that's got a picture of Nelson at the front, and then he's got this strange underneath piece of paper, a load of quite random looking sealing wax that's being put in there. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Ridiculous. What on earth could that be? Hopefully I'm going to have that explained to me very shortly. I think it was up there, it was around here somewhere anyway, that he had his offices, and people were going to put a bet on Max Miller, the crazy gang, Flanagan and Allen, and those people would go and put a bet on up there. And this is where we are, Middle Street. It's coming from there along the street. Here would be the Hippodrome, and that's where these betting people would come from, sticking their money on a horse in a race before their show. Now I'm just heading down into the lanes to find the first of the two shops I'm going to. The first one's like a military kind of place, naval place, I think. See what this funny thing is with all this sealing wax in it. So yeah, they looked at it and said it's not actually worth anything. It's probably a picture from a magazine that's been put in a little frame and varnished over, and the varnish has crumbled away, and it probably had a piece of glass over the top of it, so I had to restore it. You wouldn't know how to restore it because you can't really see what it was, and it would be too expensive. Wouldn't be worth it. Okay, off to the next bit now, to the find out if this is a real gold sovereign. Okay, going in, see what the truth is. All done. So yes, it was 22 karat gold. It wasn't a fake. And I got some cash for that, and for the 9 carat mount that was on it as well. Okay, so that was it then. With my grandfather did have something genuine, a non-fake, non-counterfeit, and so got some cash there for some groceries, which is worth more than having a piece of bling that what it represents in the world. a world of greed and exploitation, but there we go. All the better for the market stall, for the groceries. So the very next day, what did I find in my wallet? I actually found a coin. I found a gold coin. It'd come back with the cash that she'd given me for the value of the gold. And I took a photograph, well, I took a film of, I thought I'd taken a film of this the next day when I discovered it. And from this little documentary here of my experience, unfortunately, I realised I'd actually had the camera switched to photo rather than video. So that crucial little golden nugget is not here in the film, unfortunately. You'll have to take my word for it. I'm an honest geezer. So here it is, taking it back. Taking it back to the jeweller's. Now walking back to the station with a bottle of whiskey, a reward for my good deed. How very kind of them. I shall enjoy that, and I will raise a glass to my old granddad. Yeah.